Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeremy, and this is another installment of my opinions on each division, or I'm going to do each senior division, because if I did every single division and I've noted like there are like other new divisions that were added this season, and I can't really cover all of that because kind of hard to do that. And in addition to that, teams are starting to switch divisions now, which makes things a little bit more complicated. And yeah. But anyways, today's video is going to be quite simple. We're going to be talking about small co-ed. Now, small co-ed is a division that, the last few years, it's been on the rise in competition. I guess since 2017. Yeah, I think it's been 2017 when teams would often start to be more competitive than the usual Brandon Senior Black and SMOED teams. Even though those two teams have been the only ones to win in the division as of late, I truly and honestly feel that literally maybe the first 10 teams that were at Worlds last year, that placed in finals, top 10 teams could go either way on a good day. Today I'll be talking about Cali All-Stars SMOED, Brandon Senior Black, and Prodigy All-Stars Midnight. Yes, there are multiple teams that are super duper talented, but for the sake of this video length, I'm going to keep it down to 3 teams. So if you guys are excited for me to talk about those 3 teams, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any other divisions that you want me to talk about, please leave them in the comment section below. I already did large senior and large co-ed, so check those videos out after this one, of course. And let's get started. So firstly, I would like to talk about Cali SMOED. Now, they have a theme this year, as many other teams do. Their theme is race car, or racer thingy. Yeah. Race car, speed car, whatever. I like the theme. When they first showed it at Showcase, I was really into it. They incorporated the theme really well. They did what they could because they didn't have their music yet, but considering all they performed with at Showcase was an 8-count track, they really they did their best to try to incorporate the theme, and they didn't show us the pyramid or a dance, and I'm sure that actually later on they did show us some things that really made their theme pop out. Like the pyramid is in the shape of a car, which I thought was super duper cool. Since when have you seen a team incorporate a theme like that? Well, actually, F5 baseball routine, but the skills themselves, skills and technique, it's Cali SMOED. Yeah, they have high difficulty and high technique all around. Especially, they're super clean for a cheerleading team, which I do commend them on being cleaner than the usual cheerleading team, because cheerleading as a sport itself gets a lot of slack, especially from the gymnastics community, for cutting corners when it comes to teaching technique as difficulty progresses higher and higher. And I am super glad that the coaches at Cali prioritize doing your skills cleanly as opposed to just chucking difficulty either which way. Really, the only thing else I have to say to Cali SMOED is just get your consistency. As long as you guys are being consistent, I think that's your way to go. Your consistency is key, period. You guys have the skill, you guys have the difficulty, you have the creativity. All you guys need to do is just hit and perform. That's pretty much it. Next, we're going to go to Brandon Senior Black, another team which displays gorgeous technique and good difficulty as well in both the stunts and the tumbling sections. The only critique I have of Brandon Senior Black is some of the double fulls. They look like they have bent knees, and it looks like they're in tuck position, which is kind of odd because it's really hard to like twist 2 times in a tucked position. And if you guys can get like, if it's not everybody, but it's like 1 or 2 people that can really bring down the technique score, which I guess like you guys need to watch out for, because it could not only lead to lower scores, but it can also lead to injuries as well. And like I said before, gymnastics like gives cheerleading a lot of slack for poor tumbling technique when they do pretty much like the same, not pretty much the same skills, they don't do the same skills, but gymnasts are able to do harder skills because of their high technique. And I do feel like if cheerleading were to up their technique, they would be able to tumble a lot safer, or a lot more safe than they do right now. Grammar's left me today, I'm sorry. But BSB is known for their stunt creativity at IMO. But yeah, the only thing I suggest BSB do is up their technique and tumbling. Keep the stunts in the air and in the air cleanly, and consistency is always key. Like, especially in this division where one little athlete fall, like one little bust and tumbling, one little bobble could really take you for like places down. Like it could take you from 1st to like 4th, and BSB knows this the best because in semifinals at Worlds last season, they had about 3 stunt falls. One was major, I believe. 1 or 2 were major. And that gave them, like, they probably would have gotten a top 2 finish or top finish or coming out of semifinals, and they placed 11th. Now, had USASF not changed the rules, they wouldn't even have made finals in the end. So, especially since cheerleading is such a comparative sport, it often leads to teams that can, like, bomb day 1, but hit, like, to the best of their abilities. Like, it could have been the best routine that day, but it wouldn't win because the placement. Because 11th place, like, you're 11th, 15th, 14th, 13th, 12th, 11th. You were 5th up. They were 5th up at Worlds and Finals. When SMOED was, like, 15th up, because I think they were first coming out of semifinals. And since they're comparative, like, it's obviously going to, like, have the other teams that come after BSB scored a little bit higher than BSB because of that placement bonus. That's what I'd like to call it. So, like I said, consistency is key. Up the tumbling difficulty. I mean, excuse me, not the difficulty. I think their tumbling difficulty is fine already. Up the tumbling technique. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. They've got it down pat. They don't need to upgrade. They just need to clean up. That's about it. Now, Prodigy Midnight. I think Prodigy this year has, like, a happy medium between SMOED and BSB. I say that because their choreographer went all out in this routine. Now, their opening stunt sequence, it's not a front handspring half up. They're inverted, they're upside down, and they go straight into a heel stretch, extended heel stretch, which is an elite skill. I'd like to call it a variation of the front handspring half up, which is also a very elite skill. It's very rarely done by co-ed teams and all-girl teams, which I think Prodigy Midnight, they do use all-girl grips, and I really do think that it was so innovative and so creative of them to use a lesser used elite skill in their stunt sequence. And not only will that boost their creativity score, but it will also boost their stunt difficulty score as well. So props to them for doing that. And I kid you not, every single skill in that elite is elite. Like, and on the score sheet, they have a section called Elite Level Appropriate and just Level Appropriate. Everything on Midnight's, everything in that stunt sequence is Elite Level Appropriate. Like, there's no Level Appropriate at all. Now, on the score sheet, in order to get in a high range, you only have to do 4 level appropriate skills, and 2 of those have to be elite. Now, that could just be their toss cubies and variation of a front handspring up, or just like a high-to-high TikTok with body positions. They could just do that and just max out or get in a high range. They wouldn't necessarily max out, but they would get in a high range pretty easily. Now, with this, they would be able to max out easily. Now, I don't know about y'all, but maxing out in anything as small co-ed that's pretty much now unheard of. Now, you only hear of BSB and SMOED and back, like, a few seasons ago, Diamonds maxing out on, like, stunt difficulty, stunt creativity, standing tumbling difficulty, running tumbling difficulty, technique, blah, 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 so on and so forth. But now, now that, Midnight is doing this specific stun sequence, it's going to become harder and harder for other teams to even come close to their difficulty level. Now, it all depends on when Midnight competes and when Midnight does not compete. Now, if they go up earlier, all the teams that go after them, there's no way they can score as high as Midnight in their stunt difficulty score. And if they do, like, that's a fault on the judges, because literally they do, let's count them out loud. Toss Cupid, 1. A variation of the front, or it's like an inversion to extended heel stretch, 2. High to high heel stretch, 3. High to high heel stretch to scorp, 4. What do you call it? Switch, high to high switch up to scale, 5. Double up to lib, 6. Like, that's 6 elite skills. That's their entire stun sequence, by the way. That is 6 elite skills. There's nothing level appropriate. It's all elite. It would literally be mathematically impossible for any other team in that division to score a perfect 5 in stunt difficulty. And if this was Worlds, it'd be a perfect 10 difficulty score. Like, it'd literally be impossible. So my advice for Midnight is to just clean up and maybe add in a little bit more doubles in your running tumbling section and steady tumbling as well. That'd be my only advice, and to just keep it clean and keep it consistent. From what I've seen this season, they're probably the most consistent small co-ed team in this season. Actually, they're probably the most consistent small co-ed team this season. Yeah, they are. So the only advice I have for them is to not burn out. Remember to pace yourselves. Don't overdo it so early in the season. I know national season is coming up pretty soon, but don't burn yourself out before World Championships. And yeah, just do your normal. Thank you guys for watching this video. I know I haven't been the most consistent uploader or consistent YouTuber as of late, but we're going through some things. If you follow me on Twitter, ooh, we're going through a rough patch in life right now, but you know what? It's okay. We will get through it in the end. Now, like, comment, share, subscribe. Leave the next division that you want me to talk about in the comment section below. As a reminder, I talked about large senior and large co-ed already, and this is small co-ed. So leave any other senior division in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to make a video about it at a later date. All right, guys, thank you so much, and bye-bye.